So,
What do you mean getting fat?
Okay, so Devon's fatter, and he's wearing a suit now. I hope he hears this. But you and the Hardys, man, that can happen. And if that doesn't happen, I'm going to say it like I did with leaving you guys off the main pay-per-view. They're shooting themselves in the foot if people don't get to see that match.
Yes, man, that'll be definitely a dream match, man. I can't believe it, man. Damn, because our first title win was with the New Age Outlaws, man. And I mean, I remember like kind of marking out for myself in Chicago.
Sure.
We're about to do this, man. I'm looking across the ring like, man,
New Age Outlaws. Huh?
We about to go with the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah,
what's going on?
You know what? And what's great about it, you gotta appreciate those things. You really do. Like, I never would have thought I'd win the tag team titles with Hulk Hogan. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
That's crazy.
And then when you're doing it, you're like, this is. I think if you lose that part of you that understands how amazing stuff is, then you might as well get out, because then it's just not fun anymore. As long as you're having fun, right?
Man, I remember the first time I wrestled Shawn Michaels. I mean, I looked up at the I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I was singing "Sexy Boy" on Raw. And I look up at the screen, and I'm on there, and I'm singing "Sexy Boy," and I was like, "Oh man, I better stop! Like I'm supposed to be fighting this guy in a second. I'm singing "Sexy Boy," but yeah, I mean, I think that I mean, you should never lose that fan in you, and I think those are the people that truly love what it is they do. You know?
Yeah, man. I always part of the drive, man. Like before you ever lose that feeling, before you go out at Gorilla, that little nervousness.
Yeah.
Every time, I feel like if we lose that little feeling,
yeah,
then that's when it ain't fun anymore. It's starting to just become clockwork. Luckily, we still got that feeling, so
good. Yeah, because otherwise, then it becomes a job. And there's one thing about that is it never felt like a job as much as the travel can grind you down, and the schedule, and you got two old guys waking you up after you have a house show the night before, and you're trying to drive to get to the next town, and there's a time difference.
It's all love over here.
Well, Samoans and Canadians, we got there's a nice synergistic relationship there for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's not oos. Oots. Remember, there's only one oots, but we won't talk about that. We'll keep that one inside.
That's funny.
Well,
man, what about Usos versus Edge and Christian one time, man?
Man.
Yeah, it would have been good. It would have been good. But at this point, dude, so check this out. This week, here's my week. So I'm 43, right? And I feel like I'm doing pretty good for myself. Just when I start thinking that, I'm checking my Beth's mountain bike out. I'm checking her tire pressure on her bike. I threw my back out, bending over to check a tire on a bike. So anytime I start thinking, man, imagine if Jay and I got in there with those Usos. Wow, we tear it up. Then I go check the tire pressure on a goddamn bike, and I throw my back out, and I go, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah. Who are you kidding anyway? I'd be doing all the work, and then you'd come in and make the comeback. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then I'd tag you back in so you could get pinned.
That's true. That's what would happen.
Oh, man, you guys got this down to a T, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, before I forget, man, I wanted to make sure to mention this spot because it was so ridiculous. That pop-up Samoan on Xavier to the floor.
Oh.
Whoa.
Jeez.
What? Jesus, right.
That was his idea.
That was ridiculous. It was great. The timing, and I thought, honestly, I wasn't sure if you guys came out of that on the floor, both of you. I was like, ooh, okay, they're getting up. Good.
Well, I appreciated how both guys sold it. I thought that was great.
Yeah, man. That was his idea. I was like,
are you sure? Are you sure you want to see that? Brother. And it's just like, oh, yeah, no, we're doing it. Like, either way, we was doing it. Somewhere, somehow in the match, we was getting it in.
Well,
man.
I think back to that point is he's finally getting a chance to show, he's not just the trombone guy. Like, he can get in there and go too, and I think that got lost for a while because, as we talked about, they're so damn entertaining. I was watching and I was like, I thought the same thing. I was like, I forgot he can work,
Yeah, man.
And
that dude ain't little either. That little
he's
like
thick.
Bowling ball.
He's like the heaviest little dude I've ever.
Yeah, see that low center of gravity.
He like just jump around and shit like he's on 205 Live. He sit down somewhere. 305 Live.
Yeah, right.
I hope he did that too. A little heavy tip.
Well, yeah, he's built like a fire hydrant, right?
Yeah.
So,
Bro, yeah, he's stocky, man.
Yeah.
Him and Gable, like I got in the ring with Gable. I was like, holy hell! Oh, you can rip my arms off if you wanted to.
he's got that Danny Hodge hand strength, right?
Yeah. Olympic pedigree.
Man.
Shit. Well,
It's funny how in the locker room who to like really not mess with because the real shooters.
Yeah. yeah. Those guys when you just it's the grip thing, man. Like if you ever shake hands with Danny Hodge. Danny Hodge is like 85 now, I think. But man, I saw him again a couple years ago, and I said something, and he went, "Oh yeah," we took a picture. He jammed his thumb so deep between my ribs without any effort whatsoever, and I got the picture. I'm like going, because I was like, this 85-year-old man could break my ribs right now. Yeah, but he didn't, thankfully. Well, guys, I'm sure you guys got a lot to do. You got TV today. We already kept you long enough, and we already woke you up, I'm sure. And you guys did this for us, so we really appreciate it, man. It was a good time.
Yeah, guys, we really appreciate you taking the time, especially when you're being on the road and everything. But keep doing your thing, man. You keep impressing me every time I see you guys work. So proud of you guys, and for kind of revitalizing and keeping the tag team division going. So I look forward to just watching you every time you go out there, man. Keep doing your thing.
Man, I appreciate it, Jake.
Man. And thanks for having us on here too. I called. We was like, hey man, Edge and Chris wants to do their podcast, man. That's cool, right?
Well, man, after we had you guys on the show the first year, and we're like, okay, we got to write them in more.
Yeah.
So we wrote all kinds of stuff for this season.
Yeah.
But so we're like, all right, well, we got to get them on the pod. If nothing else, we got to get them on the pod. If the show never happens, then we'll definitely get them on the pod.
I thought we was gonna see you guys today, man. I thought we was gonna get together and get in a little room on some microphones. Awesome. I was like, okay, I'll go pick Usos. I was going to go pick them up and come to the building to you guys or whatever.
I know. I felt bad. I was like, oh no, they think they got to go to the building at 10 or 9.
We should have ribbed them and sent them there anyway.
I'm over trying to get my cell phone. Yeah, man, we got to be ready.
Or whatever. They're like, I don't know where they're at.
Well, I'm glad it was a little easier than that for you guys, but it's fun, man. We'll have you back on at some point if you want to come on.
Hell yeah, Oos, man. Appreciate it for letting us be a part of this, man. Thanks for considering us too. Shit.
Yeah, of course, man. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Trust me.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Say hi to Keish too. All right, Bird. I love those guys. Known them forever. Known them since they're kids.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Still.
Yeah.
Oh, we're so old. You're only as
cool
old as
to
you
hear.
feel, Bird. How old do you feel?
In my brain, I feel about 14.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Good.
So,
that's
body's a different story.
Extremely horny. So you're really horny then. I didn't need to know that.
I think you're taking it a little,
Well, I don't know. When I was 14, I'm just,
No, I mean, I'm just saying I'm not.
It's disgusting.
Fucking very smart. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Maybe you just stop talking like that, weirdo.
Okay. All right. Oh, so whatever. Fine. You're a horny old man. So Usos. Oh, by the way, I just like that segue. It's very smooth.
You try to throw the heat on me. What the fuck
Usos.
are you talking about?
Usos, my get. My get. That counts for 2.
Well, I mean, because I was on the getting streak of a lifetime, and you were like, whoa.
You were.
So, but, no, it's good get. Good get.
I was like,
good
whoa. Yeah.
These, awesome to hear, everything they went to, or went through, rather, to get where they're at now, and the confidence that they're out there with and performing with, and, that comes with a lot of experience too. But you can tell that they're a tag team, and it's rare to see guys. They're obviously
in the truest
brothers,
sense.
but yeah, their true sense of a tag team, and they're carrying that division, I think. And I like what you said when you said they were the common denominator, and I like that a lot. And that's what they are.
Yep. And as we talked about, love to see them with the Hardys, with the Revival.
Yeah.
With Chad Gable and Shelton, who had their debut.